Hi guys, good morning. My name is Hot Matrix and I am not a trading guru. I am just a guy who trades. I was on Reddit this morning, which is an evil thing to do, and there's an interesting question from a apparently new trader, and I'll switch over to it here for us. And it says here, "Hi everyone, I've been trading for a while and by no means ready to do this full time, so at least he's aware of where he's at, but I do enjoy it. My main issue is FOMO and impatience. No matter what I try and cannot get rid of FOMO, missing trades, but particularly going out on one into another at the worst time. My emotions cloud my judgment and it's a horrible feeling knowing that you've made a mistake. Are there any tips or techniques that can help with this? Unless I can overcome this, I can't see how I can get better. Thank you." I think it's a great question. I think it's a great question to ask. FOMO, by the way, everyone knows, but FOMO is fear of missing out. And it was a trade he shouldn't have taken, and he knew it, but he took it because he was scared that he was going to miss out on an opportunity. There's actually a lot to unpack in here. But I want to address the FOMO first. And my thoughts on that off the top of my head are I have two coping strategies for fear of missing out. The first one is to know your strategy. Maybe the first one is to have a strategy. If you have a strategy and it's consistent and you know that it works, then you know you're not missing out. What does that mean? That means having robustly tested it previously, and that means thousands and thousands and thousands of back tests, not just putting it on a machine and having it go brrrr 1,000 times. I mean looking at the chart, placing the trade. The indicators look like this and I would have placed it here. Let me explain that one. I've done this a million times. If you've seen me on Twitch or any of the things, this is old news to you now, but let me just explain. I mean, I'm sure you understand the concept, but let me just explain how I rapidly test something. Anyway, so here we are. We have a chart, we have numbers going up and down, we don't have any indicators, so let's put something on like, I don't know, it doesn't matter, Bollinger Bands. B-O-L-L. Blue? B-L-O-O? Yeah, B-O-L-L. Bollinger Bands, right? So here's Bollinger Bands. And we want to say that every time a candle pops outside a Bollinger Band, we take the opposite trade. Okay? Every time, which means every candle. So starting here, we look at this, we zoom up on it, and we would go, I use these tools here, right? This lets you see your stop loss and you take profit virtually, and you can just drag and drop them to where you want. It's a great little tool for rapidly testing. So this one drops below the Bollinger Band, so I would buy at this point. My stop loss would be, I don't know, something big, and it doesn't really matter at the moment. I haven't developed that part of the strategy, but I could say that my stop loss would be similar size to the candle, or I actually use one, the size of the ATR, 2 ATR maybe. There we go. Okay, ATR's in. So here's the ATR line, this little faded one at the back here. Hopefully you can see that. So we could say that my stop loss would be the ATR, so it would stop there, and then I go to 2 times profit. There you go, 2 times profit. We can see this trade would have closed in a failure, and it closes there. But this candle here is also outside, so we do it again. We put this on the 2 ATR, and we go to 1 to 2, and that would end up in profit, which is wonderful. So this one here was a loss, this one here was in profit. We bring that one back. This one here is also outside the Bollinger Bands, so that's another trade that we would take down to the ATR, 1 to 2, and we know because it's so close to the other one that that one would have won, and we can say this, we know it would because we checked the other one, and this one here is also outside, and we also know that that one would have won, and that's an awesome little set of wins right there. Okay, so that's interesting because that shows 1 to 2, right? So just to show that that there would win, we drag it out, we can see that it would win right here. That's wonderful, yay! So we have a strategy that may have some chops, but I've just done 1, 2, 3 iterations of the strategy. Okay, now I'm sure that this is a terrible strategy, I'm sure of it. We come across here, and that's why I thought of this idea. We come across here, I could be wrong, and we check here, we've got one that comes across the top of the Bollinger Bands, and so we go the opposite direction, we go to the ATR, and then we go down the 1 to 2, and obviously we lose here, so that's a loss, so we put our loss marker on, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one are all losses. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see that they're losses, but you could physically put them on so that you can say that you've done it properly, right? But they're losses, okay? And you do this 10,000 times, 1,000 times minimum. Before you get that far, you will already be confident in whether or not the strategy has promise or not. By the time you get to 1,000, you'll know whether or not you're making money. By the time you get to 10,000, you'll know whether or not you can trust the strategy. And screw FOMO, because I'm not taking trades that aren't my optimum. I'm taking trades that are my system's optimum. It doesn't matter how I feel because my system works, and I can trust the system, and I know that it will make me money, and that trust is greater than the fear of missing one trade, because I know that overall I'm going to win all of the trades. Well, not every trade, but overall I'm going to win more trades than I lose. So that's one strategy that I would recommend for dealing with FOMO, the major one, I would say. And another one is potentially, it's kind of a coping strategy, but you could develop a strategy where you are always in the market. I have done this, I do this. I'm not going to iterate on that in this video. I have plenty of other content where I do that all the time because that's just me. I like to be in the market, otherwise I feel like I'm missing out, so my strategies tend to be always in and then managing my risk. Is that the best way to trade? It's a way to trade. It may or may not be the most effective money time per capita, but it makes me feel more comfortable about the way that I trade, and therefore to me it's a better way to trade. For you it might be a terrible way to trade, and that's one of the beauties about trading, is it can be different things to different people, but the results can be the same or similar. But that's probably a topic for another video as well. Anyway, boys and girls, thank you for your time and attention, and I'm gonna go and take the dog for a walk in the rain, and I will see you in the next one.